Hello everybody and welcome back for another video of Gordian Quest. This time around I got for you some tips and tricks I wish I knew before I start playing this game, so let's go to it. Tip number 1, AoE is a king. When I originally started playing this game, I was focusing on the single target damage. I wanted to kill one enemy at a time and just move through those enemies. But what I found out on the hardest difficulty, which is Torment, that you can't really do that because they are really strong and there's a lot of enemies and they can kill you like in 3 swings. So if you are unable to clear them before they start attacking, you are in really bad situation. So have 1 to 2 characters focusing on the AoE will help you tremendously, because if you are able to clear them before they attack, you are able to move around the battlefield and just dodge the rest of the enemies and be absolutely fine. So focus on the AoE always, and I think you will have always a better chance to survive. But be worried, not always you survive. Tip number 2, save for resurrection. If happens that one of your heroes dies, you need to go to the city to Sister Ophelia to buy resurrection to be able to bring him back. That costs money and that's 200 coins. So I recommend to have always 200 coins on you. Never spend those 200 on equipment or something like that, because you never know when one of your heroes dies. And you will need to use this service to be able to progress further. It's really bad when this happens and you need to sell potions and something like that to be able to afford it. Yeah, so always save those money. I personally come to this problem many times at the beginning. So right now I'm always focusing when I'm playing campaign to have those 200 or 400 to be able to afford it without any issues and continue on my journey. Tip number 3, Fate. Fate is a currency used for events. When you fail, you can reroll the event result, or you can use it for skills. And that's the most useful thing ever. Because when you're hunting for a specific skill and you want to get it so badly when you level up, you have only one chance to draw 3 cards, and 1 card should be the one. If not,
emotional, damn it!
You can redraw with the Fate and you can have proper chance to get what you need to be able to progress with your character more. And this is so good to have before you trying to go for those skills, especially when you get to the point where you will be choosing gold skills, because if you not find what you want, it's really hard to get the right one. You have to go for another node, redraw, and so on and so on. So always get some Fate before you engage those activities and you should be pretty much fine. Tip number 4, Skill Rerolls. So when you get to the later stage, when you have upgraded cards already and you want to optimize your deck, you can use this tip to be able to optimize it properly. Because when you spend a lot of resources on one card, for example, you put there 4 upgrade points so it's maxed out, and you master the card also, you can use your respect point and exchange the card for different card. And what is really exceptional about this, the new card will keep all the upgrades and mastery, so you don't really lose on the resources you put into that previously. Only thing what to consider before is when you're exchanging cards, you will draw from the same rarity as the original one. So it will, if the card will be common, you will draw from the common cards. If it will be rare, from rare, and so on. So to increase the probability you will get the card you want, you have to be in the same rarity, and you want to have Fate to be able to redraw from the pool to get the card you really want. Tip number 5, each hero should focus on the different stat. There are 3 stats in this game: strength, dexterity, and intelligence. Each stat is benefiting few things in this game, and you may ask, and what are those? It's pretty simple. Each stat benefiting cards and equipment. If you will have a lot of strength, all your red cards will be stronger, and if you will have a lot of strength, you will be able to wear equipment with requirements of the strength. So if I will go all my heroes on strength, I will not have enough equipment for all of them. So it's better to focus each hero for the different one. So Kudo in my case going for the strength, Catherine going for intelligence, and Alphonse going for dexterity. That means that all my characters will get equipment on the way and also benefit in events in the world based on their chosen stat. Tip number 6, secondary stats. This is super important for progression of your character later on. I neglect those skills for a really long time, and if I know it better, I would be even stronger from the beginning. For example, Fury charges. Those giving you 40% more damage on your next hit, so you can be almost 50% stronger for each hit when you have them. Agility charges make you move for free. That means that you can spend AP points for something else, for defense or attack. And the channel charges are especially important for the mages, and it's like extra AP for the really complicated spells. And then you have your resistances: physical, fire, frost, lightning, and chaos. Those resistances can decrease the damage up to 75%, which is super important in later stages when you're fighting bosses and they are really focusing on one of those. Tip number 7, salvaging and enchanting. You can salvage unused equipment in the June the blacksmith, and you can get resources by salvaging those items. Those resources can be used for enchanting.
Enchantment?
I can go to the Wind Enchantress, enchant the item. So I will find the item, for example this one, right? And I can enchant the item and change the rarity from common to magic, and even change it from a magic to rare and make it really viable, and this item became really good and you can use it for your characters. And that's not it. You can even augment the item and add more stuff to each item you have. This system is super cool to learn because you will increase the possibilities for your heroes through the danger you will encounter on your way. So yeah, don't be like me, learn this enchanting and salvaging system. Tip number 8, sockets. You can go to Barnaby Jeweler and you can change socket items on your item. For example, the plate armor got 3 sockets, and I can change colors, so I can roll for new colors on the plate armor, because I will use it, for example, with my other character who benefiting out of different colors, or I can just put there one color randomly, or I can re-roll the amount of sockets on the plate armor. For example, here I got only 2 sockets right now, but I got the skill socket. This socket can be also augmented. For example, you can see if I will craft this one, it can be changed 50% for protection, 25% for movement, and 25% for magic. Or I can go there and place there a flexible one. That means it can be all of them. Tip number 9. White runes are powerful. Those white runes are like jokers. They can be added to any other colored socket and they are really cool. For example, look at those gloves. Those gloves got engraved to it one card, and that's the snake bite. So when you wear the gloves, you got the snake bite added to your deck. And I even further increased that with my 2 white runes added, and they adding the snake bite one more time to my deck for each rune. So I got the 3 times in my draw deck, and that's kind of powerful. For example, the other weapon I have got the press the attack attached to the weapon, but I don't want that. It's a red card and I don't want it in my deck, so I'm using the void rune to get rid of it. Never draw and it's always fine. So remember, when you find a new white rune, don't forget to experiment. Tip number 10, help them all. This is the tip for all people who already beaten Gordian quest, or just play the bunch and saw those 9 tips and be like, hey, you forgot about this tip and that one. Yeah, hey, this should be mentioned because the new player should know. And I would love to ask you, could you write those comments or those tips in the comment section and start with the number 11, just tip number 11, and write your tip, because all the future people who come to this video and will start looking for some tips and tricks to improve their runs, improve improve their gameplay in Gordian Quest will find your comments and be like, oh yeah, this helps a lot. Nice. Thank you guys. And I would appreciate that. And I am curious how many of those tips we can together get there and be like, oh my god, tips number 100. That would be amazing. So let's go to it. Help me prove that this can work and we can together put enormous amount of tips together. And that's all for today's video. Thank you for your attention and I will see you in the next one. By the way, the tip number 10 is in the comment section. Peace.